Hello, Cancer, and welcome to your November 2025 tarot card reading. We're going to get started with a few oracle cards to get a sense of the energy that we are moving into for this November. Now, we know there's a lot of energy that's moving backwards, retrograde motion. We're going to talk about that, but let's get some cards out first. So we have Two of Swords, Four of Swords, Nine of Swords, and the Three of Pentacles. Well, all right. So, as I mentioned, we have a lot of retrograde planets right now. And the Two of Swords, crossing our arms, unable to move on, kind of blindfolded, not sure, how to proceed, is a beautiful indication of that energy, as is the Four of Swords. Taking time out to rest, realign, review, regroup, and also the Nine of Swords, where you seem to be bound up through emotions or just being tied, tethered up with business or personal things. It's usually more angst, more energy than that. And here at the end of this at this row is the Three of Pentacles showing you at work. So, okay, we know that on at the beginning, Mercury is basically going to be retrograde the whole month from the 4th through the 29th. So there's a couple of days, but that's pre-shadow. So that's for everybody. So we know that Mercury rules our air signs. And of course, our air signs are ruled by the swords and tarot. So here's a lot of that showing up, misinformation, not enough information, confusing information, not sure how to proceed, retrograde, review, regroup, reassess. The same thing with this. So we're on target here. Now we also know that Saturn in Pisces is retrograde until November 27th, and Neptune in Pisces as well till December 10th. So there's those planets as well that we're dealing with. And a big one is Uranus. Now Uranus is in Taurus, and it's moving retrograde on the 7th and staying that way until early February 2026. So Jupiter, hello, in your sign, is definitely going retrograde on the 11th and staying that way until March of next year. So this is big news for you, especially because you're hosting Jupiter. And okay, so that's a lot going on. Now we do know, though, that Mars is going to be in Sagittarius on the 4th. So that's a good sign. That planet's not retrograde, and Mars is Aries ruler, and of course fire sign, and Sagittarius is another fire sign. So you can make some ground up. You can take charge. You can move things forward, and I see you doing that with your career or with the people in your life. The Three of Pentacles is your community. That can be online, that can be IRL, that can be people in your community at work or in a personal level. But you're making some progress there, and you can thank Mars that's moving into Sagittarius and at least giving us some power, some motion forward. So we're going to be thankful for that. But leave some space now for some time, because when the sun enters your relationship zone, which it's going to shortly, you're going to want to take some time out. Now, the full moon is going to escalate a few things, and you can look for some changes in your friend zone. That's going to happen on the 5th. But before I get ahead, I want to get some additional cards here for some clues. More swords, Page of Swords, Three of Swords, Seven of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles. Okay, so right off the bat, I can tell you that I love that the King of Pentacles is at the foundation of you being hard at work with your community, doing your work online, doing it, at work, in your own business, making the sales, getting your product launch, all that stuff is all good. And it shows that you're going to be rewarded by that because, of course, the King of Pentacles is money. It's increase in finances. And it is an increase in your finances. This isn't just luck by chance. This is stuff that you've been working on, that you've been hard at work on. Now, I do know that Mercury, well, yes, Mercury's going to be a problem for us all, and it showed up again, right? This is the Page of Swords. Now, the Page of Swords, though, out of all of these swords, I like it because this is new information coming in. These are new opportunities, new facts, new decisions to be made. There's some clarity coming in here, and it's looking right here at the Three of Swords. Now, the Three of Swords, make no mistake, is something that's been emotionally upsetting, something that hasn't been going so right for you. And it's coming to a conclusion. It's coming to a certain realization for you. You're looking over here, and you're looking at your garden. You're looking at your portfolio. Excuse me, I have a tickle. You're looking at your harvest. So when we invest our time and our energy, yes, and money, we do that for the sake of our future in moving forward. But something over here that happened in this Three of Swords energy tells me that, you're a little disappointed in this 7. You thought that you might have been able to reap some more, maybe 9 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles. I mean, you've been really toiling the fields. You've been working hard. You've been, trying to achieve something, but you haven't been as successful as you liked because of this situation. Now, I like that he's looking over it this way, and I like that the Page is looking over it this way, because the Page is looking at that King. He understands that to get to this King of Pentacle position, he has to get on the other side of this hurt, this disappointment, this sorrow. And he understands that this is some of the stuff that's been holding you back. You're doing this on an independent level. Whatever you're doing here with this Three of Pentacles, yes, you're engaged with your community, but this is your work, your idea, your communication, your pride and joy. And something in this area has been holding you back, and it's coming to an end. And the Page, this is the thing with pages. They have, yes, we say they have beginner's mind for a reason, because in order to release this, to let this go, we have to train our mind to do that, because we can move on, we can make the motions, we can take the time out, we can say we're busy, but until we totally release this on an emotional, spiritual level, we're just going to carry this around like, old carry-on luggage, right? And you're ready to put this down. And the Page coming in saying beginner's mind, new ideas, new story, and that's what you're going to do. You have a new story, you have some clarity, you're holding a sword, you're holding your information, you're holding your truth, and you're going to create your new story, leaving this behind, because you have somewhere to go, my friend, and that is at the King of Pentacles, sitting in a beautiful spot, abundant and independent, and on a whole level, emotionally, financially, and it is abundance, one of the most abundant cards in the tarot deck. So this is what you have to look forward to. Let's get one more card. Oops. For one last message from your spirit guides. Letting go. I surrender joyously to the ebbing and flow of life. Oh my goodness. I love the artistic rendering on this. Looks like a little Pisces with the 2 fish, and of course they're a water sign. You are letting go. This is what I'm talking about. Once you get on the other side of this, you're going to go into the King of Pentacles energy, and you're well on your way. I hope this resonated. If it has, please like, share, and subscribe. Wishing you all balance, peace, and harmony. Take care.